Hey everyone, and first of all I wanted to thank you Erkki Möllner, who hinted me about this event, and then Piret and Helen accepting my registration and then suddenly providing me a place to present yesterday morning. So, but as a startup entrepreneur, everybody should be always presenting, no matter where they are. So my name is Teemu Juutilainen. I'm a co-founder and CEO of Kamu Health. We're building a predictive asthma self-care solution. Our mission is to become the global leader in respiratory care, self-care mainly, so patient-focused, and collect the respiratory data and use it intelligently to improve the patient's lives globally. So instead of making a asthma self-management nowadays is very, very reactive, we're going to make it proactive, motivating, and rewarding. So the biggest problem in a national level globally is the cost of that asthma causes in a socioeconomical level. And I just used the Europe and USA because the figures are easy to find. Approximately $171 billion combined. But what causes that number is the poor self-treatment or self-care for the asthmatics, which is kind of lacking at the moment, and there's no efficient tools to do it and gain the benefits for doing it. And that's obviously lowering your quality of life, which then leads to these astronomically high numbers for the society. So now to the point of life of the asthmatic. It's full of unknowns. What is my lung function? Where's my trend of my lungs? Am I going up or down? Is my medication working? How I'm going to manage and monitor that I'm always in optimal? Am I taking the right amount of medication? Does the medication work? What's happening around me? In Estonia, Finland, in Nordic countries, we have the luxury of breathing extremely fresh air. We should be proud of that. I've been living in New York and London for the last 20 years, and it's not quite the same. Now they're banning diesel cars, etc., in major cities. So all these factors are big uncertainties for asthmatics. And we're going to change that by bringing in your predictive care SaaS solution. The solution will be in your phone as an app, a medical application, and then we're connecting different data points. The first initial data point that we're connecting is the clinical grade mobile spirometer that allows you to measure and know where your trend is in your lungs. Then with that, we'll enable you to monitor your medication, your trend, and so on. But with that data, we can then start using our proprietary algorithms to providing you value-added information of your condition and how you can improve your life. First of all, before we have a population, we will just come up in your front screen in the morning and provide your specific personalized asthma day forecast. So you can already start taking the steps in the morning. Should I go running if it's a bad day for my asthma? Should I increase my medication? Or if it's a good day, go running, take less medication, and so on. And then all this information is then made available within our Kamu community, with doctors, or with your parents, or whoever the carer would be. So technically, all the people in our platform or system, in a community, will become a kind of virtual sensors around the globe by contributing the information and therefore helping others in different parts of the world. Give an example, we see people in Estonia, in Tallinn, reacting to some kind of pollen, for example. We see that the massive air masses are moving towards Helsinki. We send the people message in Helsinki, say heads up, it's going to be here in 3 hours. So you can actually take a preventive action and live better. So a little bit about a competitive advantage It's the user data source model. We filed a patent for prediction models. We develop our own predictive algorithms. The spirometer that we have is unique, is the best out there, and it's most user-friendly, which makes the monitoring easiest. But the most importantly, the user from the day one can have value. If you don't have a value from the beginning, it's like a Fitbit. Where you find them? From the drawers. So, the team, I can only speak about myself. We have a clinician, which is Yrjö, now retired clinical physician professor. We've done mobile products. Personally, like I said, I've been in finance, financial technology for the last 15 years, and we have in-house coding team. Yeah, that's about the short about the Kamu, and there was a few questions that I got, but mainly if you have already questions, I'm more than happy to answer. The company is founded in Helsinki, in Finland, early 2017, but we already did approximately 2 years prior to kind of investigative work with the patient organizations, with the doctors in Finland, with nurses, and with asthmatics, especially with asthmatics, because this is for the people with asthma or any other respiratory diseases in that case. Any questions, or should I go with the ones that I have in my pocket?
Did you already have a look at what people wrote?
No, I don't.
No, okay.
So
but you have questions for the audience?
No. Oh. I just got from...
Just common questions?
Yeah, but go for the real ones.
We have two from the audience. So the first one is, what have been the critical roadblocks in testing on your way so far?
So give a little bit where we are at the moment. I think that would kind of help as well. So we're still in the product development phase. Since we're building a medical device, we're bringing a medical device system. We're bringing a Class 2A spirometer to the system, and our own software will be Class 1 and a CE mark. And then FDA would be just, continuation of that without just a registration. I think that the roadblocks, we haven't really had a lot of roadblocks like a lot of the startup in this medical field, because we did our homework kind of well. We are over 40, all of us, so we kind of done this before and prepared. So we didn't code for the first year or for the first 8 months. We made sure that the regulatory environment is done. We made sure the back office, the GDPR and all that. I think that the adaptation or even though Finland is a very innovative country with a lot of things, I think that Finland, and as much as I love my country, it's very slow moving. So I think that the piloting and finding the right partners in Finland to do tests has been taking a little bit, or much longer than I actually expected. But we're finally got there. But I also would like to add that we're not building this for Finland, we're building this for globally. So I'm talking the partnerships in the United States, in UK, Germany, Denmark, because that's where you have to go. Finland is not big enough for business.
Thank you. Another question. Who pays for the subscription and the maintenance of the application?
Right, very good question. So our business model is 2 phases. Initially, I wouldn't even call it a business model. It's more like an R&D project where we acquiring or where we're getting the initial users, so we can actually then validate the product, prove our prediction models, and so on. So this subscription will be paid by the individual users. Even though the different markets at the beginning, like Finland, nobody pays for nothing. United States, people are paying health insurance. But there's a new trend in the medical field called direct to consumer. And even the investors don't like it, mainly because it's costly. It's still a way to go because people don't want to wait to go to hospital. Mothers don't want to wait to take care of their children to the doctors and don't get nothing back, or just testing the things. It will be a collaboration with the public and private healthcare. Depends which market you are, and also with an insurance. It's also going to be with the pharma, but initially it will be paid by the user.
Thank you. Another upvoted question. Have you started the class of 2A certification process? What is the estimation for certification process time and cost?
Right, so at the moment we don't need one. We are class 1. We are only for monitoring, so there's no any kind of diagnosis to be done through our software. And our spirometer that we're connecting to the system, which is 2A, that's regulated by the OEM manufacturer. So they have the responsibility of that. So this was one of actually the biggest, not an obstacles, but the things that we had to figure out. And we consulted for several different, I think we're 6, 7 different consultants providing us. And because there's a really gray area of figuring out what's the medical software, which category it belongs to. And then we found the best guy that actually was giving us the right answer. And we're class 1 from the software side. Yes, please, on the back.
We'll get you a microphone, maybe. I'll give you mine.
Tarvo, the motion chart. I didn't quite understand that whether you already have running clinical trials or you're setting those up, or what's the situation?
Sure. Yeah, we don't have a clinical trial yet on that. So where we are now, our software will be fully ready and licensed by November, okay. And our own spirometer, that with our customization, is now ready by mid-September. We're not looking really in terms of clinical trial. Is a little bit too early for us because the clinical trial might take 2 years or 3 years. What we're going to conduct is a study with the Finnish asthmatics that we gained from the asthma organization, National Asthma Organization in Finland, and we're planning to do this elsewhere as well within Ireland and hopefully in Estonia, because there's a lot of innovation happening here, is to do our own pilot study, to gain the user experience, to get the feedback from them, and then for those people also to be the first ambassadors for us, to be first Kamus within the network and then spreading the word.
I have another sort of unrelated question. It seems, I'm not very familiar, but I have sort of reviewed, and there are quite a bit of extremely well-funded companies in US in the asthma area. Right. So many of those are sort of teaming up with the pharma. So my question is that what's your strategy in terms of working together pharmas or also kind of competing with those funded startups in US?
Good. That's like an investor question. Right, yeah, so the plan is after we get our product CE certified to work with one of the pharmas. So we talked to Finnish Orion already, but Orion is very small in the big pharma game. So there's not too many of the companies in Finland, there's a few, and they've been doing it for a long, long time, which is good. So I think that what they've done is quite different. Most of those are the smart inhaler ones. And that's just the one piece of the puzzle. I will connect those smart inhalers now from Adherium, because now they're available in the stores, to be part of my platform, because I don't care about, it's just an additional data point for me. So idea is to partner up with pharma. Idea is to partner up with the health insurance company. They're good that they're US, because in Europe you don't have any. You have few, but in the same way. But I also look at the US as a main market. So I'm already talking to a couple of different health systems. It's important to partner up with the health system, and I don't know if people know what the health system means. Health system means that a private hospitals, somebody has bought them and created a system that owns several different hospitals. So we are in a talks with a couple of different ones with the strategical partnerships that will then lead to commercialization. And also, yes, you're right, it's a big game of funding. So I'm raising now money for my first round. We've been self-funded so far because of our own successful business ventures before. But now the stakes are getting higher and we need to get moving faster. So I anticipate to follow the A round a year from now. And that will be with my guess and what I'm looking, 10 plus million. So I think that everybody, this is an expensive, slow game. Like Terje was saying, that it's very conservative, things take time. So it's not like you're doing an app and put it in the internet and get 1 million users in one day.
Thank you. Let's give a round of applause for Teemu.
Thanks, guys. And if you have any questions afterwards, let me know.
Thank you, Teemu. A small present. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much for joining us.